welcome back to Cruising as Crew. My name is Lucy and this is my lovely friend Owen, who is the vinyl manager on board the Scarlet Lady for Virgin Voyages. And today, if you can't tell already, we're going to be talking to him about his job on board and what it entails. So hello Owen.
Hello, thank you very much for having me on.
Absolutely fine, thank you for being on.
Pleasure.
Marvellous.
Ask away, what do you want to know?
So, who are you?
So, as you said, my name's Owen. I'm the record store manager here with Virgin Voyages. So, with Virgin, we have the world's first and only at-sea record store. It's my job to look after it. So here, people can buy records, record players, speakers, and those sorts of things. Hasn't been done before, so it's a real pleasure for me to do this, you know, for the first time that it's ever been done.
That's amazing. So, why is a record store on Virgin?
It's a good question. So with Virgin, it dates all the way back to the late 60s when Richard Branson founded a magazine called Student Magazine. And with this magazine, you could order records. So then from that, the business grew into a mail order record business, and then eventually the record label and the vinyl shops as well. So the reason we have this here, this is basically a homage to how the brand started. If we didn't have the vinyl records and things, then we wouldn't even have the ship. And that's why we have it on here. And also, it just so happens that vinyl has made a huge comeback across the globe.
Yeah. Amazing. And then why you? If you know.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Why are you here?
So my background is in the music industry. So most of my career has been involved with music. So as a session drummer, as a drum teacher, and in music sales as well. And I'm very fortunate to say that my career has allowed me to travel a lot. And with this job in particular, it gave me a chance to enter an avenue of my industry that I'd actually never looked at before. I'd never really wanted to go down the route of being like a cruise ship musician. That wasn't really for me. So bearing in mind this is the first time this has been done in history, it was a chance to do something unique and also learn. I was quite naive to think, you know, as most people are that are first at sea, I thought maybe this would be the same as touring and maybe be a bit of a breeze, and I had to learn pretty quickly
that it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. So with kind of those little bits of skills combined, it was a real pleasure for me the Virgin to allow me to come and do this, and also like be a part of history. You know, it's never been done before, so it's super exciting.
And it's nice that you're here because we got to meet.
Yes, of course.
Great.
I've been friends with Lucy now for just coming up to 2 years.
2 years.
Yes, and it's an absolute pleasure, let me tell you.
Oh, thanks. That sounds so good. You said you were a session drummer before this,
yeah.
So who did you tour with?
So in my time as a drummer and a drum tech, so I used to look after some drummers as well. I've toured with a band called Sweetmates, who was the last few tours that I did, who are really, really good, like electro indie duo. In my time teching, I've been on the road with the likes of Two Door Cinema Club, so involving those tours was the likes of the 1975 and Bastille in their early days, so I got a chance to tour with those guys really early in their careers, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got to go all over the world doing that, which was brilliant. You know?
Yeah, this is very different.
Yes.
Very, very different.
It is very different. But, you know, it's like I say, it was a chance to learn some new things. I've never been at sea before. This is the first ship I've ever been on.
Yeah.
And, you know, what was especially nice for me with Virgin being such a disruptive brand, every kind of sector they go into, they disrupt it and then innovate it. So really, there was no other company that I was going to go to. And, well, I mean, I can't do this on any other ship anyway. So.
Well, that's very true, yeah. Yeah, and I don't know what you do on any
I'd be
ship,
useless anywhere else.
Can people just buy vinyl here?
So there's a few things that we can do here. So obviously people can buy vinyl, but also we wanted to recreate the listening experience that the Virgin megastores became famous for. So back in the 70s when the record shops first opened, people could go in, they could listen to records, they had like listening booths, they had water beds. So we've tried to bring that back. So behind me here, where we have all of our beautiful Marley stuff, we also set up record players that people can listen to records with headphones, and instead of it just being a record shop, anyone can do a record shop, really. Yeah. But it's trying to recreate that immersive experience of, you know, next to vinyl, just over here we have a bar called the Draft House. People could grab a beer or a wine, come and listen to music, look through vinyl. So it's about the experience, you know. It's a listening experience, it's a shopping experience. And then, you know, it's really great for me to connect with these people, and sometimes we'll have sailors come into the shop and we'll talk for an hour just about music, which, you know, for me, that's what I love to do. So thank goodness we have people on board that also want to do that.
Yeah. Tell them about the water beds.
Ah,
in the
yeah. So we don't have waterbeds on here.
Well, can you imagine if we did?
For one very good reason. So back in the 70s, when Richard Branson and his business partner Nick Powell first opened these record stores, they had the waterbeds, but they had to stop using them because people would go in, they'd listen to records, smoke cigarettes, put them out on the waterbed and flood the shop. Flooding on board is not something that we really want.
Not really?
No. So we've avoided that.
Yeah, we like to keep the water outside of the ship, so...
Very much so. So that's why we don't have the waterbeds on here.
Amazing. Would be good fun though if we did.
Absolutely.
Do you yourself collect vinyl?
So actually, I started my collection being here.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. So because I travel a lot, I don't really have what I would call like a permanent residence. So having things like a vinyl collection and whatever is sort of impractical for me. However, since being on board, I have started, and there's a record that we do on here, which is by the Sex Pistols. It's the only album they ever released,
right.
And that album is the album that Richard Branson said when he was here, if it wasn't for that album, then we wouldn't have the ship. So Virgin decided to do a limited edition press of 1,000 on scarlet red vinyl.
Yeah.
So that was the first vinyl I ever had in my collection.
Can we see it?
Yeah, of course.
Oh. Okay, so this is the album. Never mind the bollocks.
This is it. So this came out on Virgin in 1977. This is basically the record that really blew the brand wide open. It was a very controversial record, especially with the word bollocks in there, which for those of you that don't know is it's like British slang for, it's a swear word basically. But again,
your genitals.
Yeah, for the
male genitalia.
Yeah, that's right. But again, you know, going back to how sort of innovative and disruptive Virgin are as a brand, when this came out, Virgin were actually taken to court by the Metropolitan Police because they were using this word. And back in the 70s, censorship was a huge thing. You know, swearing in any kind of public place or on television was strictly forbidden. But they actually managed to find a priest who testified in court that the word bollocks is actually 18th century slang for a priest. So they won the court case over the Metropolitan Police, and it was overturned, and then out came the record. And this was huge.
Wow.
This is the album that started the entire punk movement, which is why we have that special edition. So
wow.
I'm absolutely thrilled to be able to have one of those.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And Richard signed it for you, didn't he?
Yes,
Wow.
I have a signed version, yes. Very, very, very kind boss, Richard. I sent it up to his suite and he signed it for me, which was amazing.
Wow.
So if you're watching, Richard, thank you very much.
Wouldn't it be amazing if he was watching?
You never
Hello,
know.
Richard. Yeah. That would be crazy. So for anyone who comes on here and doesn't currently have a vinyl collection, doesn't really know anything about vinyl, why is listening to music on vinyl preferable over like Spotify or...
Yeah, sure.
You know?
There's two ways I like to answer this. One is kind of the technical side.
Right.
So when CDs or when like a Spotify file is made, the recording has to be really, really compressed to make it that small file so that it can fit on your phone.
Yeah.
With vinyl, you don't have that, so it's not compressed. So there's so much more in it that you can hear. So say, for instance, there is an album that was recorded in the 70s, I believe, in London, and the recording studio was above a London tube station.
Right.
If you listen to that album digitally or on CD, then you miss the fact that actually trains were going under the studio at the time of recording. Listen to it on vinyl, you can hear it.
Okay.
The second point that I like to make is that it's an experience. You know, anyone can, you know, when you listen to Spotify on your phone, you change songs every 2 seconds, whereas with vinyl, you go to a record store, you look through, you look at the artwork, you read the back, and also, you know, when people write these albums, it tells a story from beginning to end, and you miss that when you skip songs.
Yeah.
So listening to an album all the way through, you get that story, and you become like immersed in it. You know, you sit there, you put on a record, you sit there with a glass of wine or a bottle, and you know, you listen from beginning to end. It's a nice experience, you know. So they're the two key points I would make. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really nice. And I've definitely been tempted to start a record collection.
She should do it for sure. Right here at Voyage Vinyl.
Ah. And then for anyone who like doesn't have a record player, so they don't have anything, they can get it here as well, or just the vinyl?
Yeah, absolutely. So here we do the record players, the speakers, the vinyl, and the headphones as well. So at Voyage Vinyl, I, by choice, exclusively sell Marley products. So Marley is an audio brand by the Bob Marley family. Two key reasons that we have them. One, they sound incredible. I myself have Marley speakers. and two, they're sustainable, because I know maybe in one of your previous videos on board you touched on sustainable brands that we have on board.
Yeah, in the shops, like 80% of the brands that we stock in the shops are ethical, sustainable, so yeah.
Yeah, so this ties in with that. You know, they have this thing called the Reforestation Project where, you know, they replant trees. So far they've done about 250,000.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so all of the products that they sell have to be at least 75% recyclable. They're made of recycled like silicon, hemp, bamboo. As you see, like everything that they have has like a signature bamboo face on it, which is really, really nice.
Yeah.
So this is why I use them. They are one of the, if not the best audio brand I've ever come across. So that's why we have them up here, yeah.
Oh, okay, amazing. So when you do come on board, make sure you come and get a beer from the bar, come and listen to a bit of vinyl, talk to Owen, he's amazing. One of my favourite people on board. But thank you so much.
Pleasure. And also congratulations on hitting 10k subscribers on YouTube. Very, very big news. Very happy for you.
Thank you so much. And thank you, like, to you guys. I can't believe it. It's amazing. I did not think that would happen this fast. So
yeah, it's amazing. It's because your channel's so good, that's why. So remember, if you like the video that you see, like and subscribe to Cruising as Crew.
Thank you so much. All right, well, we are going to go and do the rest of our embarkation day, but thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.